Welcome to Living the Water Life Podcast. I am here with Megan Bieberly. I'm your humble host, Vince Noble. My beautiful co-host. Hashtag my co-hosts are prettier than yours. You got to love that. That is a great tag. You got to thank our buddy Toby.
Yes, thank you, Toby.
Toby came up with that one. We are at the beautiful Tiki Garden, Harbor Master Tiki Grille. The beautiful background, the water.
Oh, it's beautiful. It doesn't get any better than this.
We got our cold drinks. Look at you. You're double fisting over there with beer and a sangria. Talk about living the water life over there, you know. It's a beautiful thing, man. I always love being out here. You know, Dave Travis with Bay Pines Marina and a Harbor Master here. These guys are always phenomenal hosts, having us come out. So we want to thank you guys, as always, you know, having us be a part of y'all's family.
Exactly. Thank you so much.
It's always a good time. Yeah, we will have Dave on very, very soon. Some of the things I do want to touch base on, one of the big events that he does every year is the 86th Annual Tarpon Roundup. So we'll get into that in a little bit. And you'll talk about that. And then the awards banquet that's going to be held on Saturday over in Clearwater. I wish I could go, but I have prior plans, which we'll touch base on that one too.
Okay.
So what you been doing since I've seen you the last time? It's been a week. What's up?
I know. It's been a week. I've done a little bass fishing.
Oh, yeah?
You know.
Did you find some little honey holes over by the house?
I mean, of course I did.
Are you going to take me to them?
It's a secret. Maybe. You know.
You can blindfold me. That'll be fine.
What about you? What have you been up to this week?
Oh, my Lord. It has been a busy, busy week. You know, last weekend we just did some running around, kind of relaxed a little bit around the house. You know, between doing the podcast and, as you all know, you know, I am the host of Living the Water Life TV show on Carbon TV. Megan's my new co-host on that. So I've been busy kind of getting some things playing with that. And it is officially official. Invasion Everglades is a real thing. We signed our exclusive contract with Carbon TV last week. So that's done. So they're actually working on our official page on Carbon TV. So I've been dealing with a little bit of that this week.
Yeah, I'd say that's a pretty good week. I don't think it can get much better than that.
No, but it did get a lot better. It got really, really good. I got home yesterday, got to the house. I'm tired. And now I had some stuff to do for the show today, get prepped and all that good stuff. Like,
right.
You know, any good host would prep before the show. Megan. She prepped. She does her work. Don't worry. I got this box, and it wasn't really marked. I'm like, I wonder if this is what I think it is. I opened it up. Burbs USA.
Oh, like Christmas morning.
My God. I cracked that. I was like, oh, got the knife out. Open it up really quick, making sure that it is what it is. I got hats, shirts. I got some buffs. I brought you one. It's around here somewhere.
I think I put it at the table.
We got a buff for you. It's a pretty pink one.
Yes, it's awesome.
Doesn't work good for me.
I can't wait to use it.
I'd wear it. I don't really care either way. But look at this shirt. I got me a new shirt. Let me move my arms in the microphone. That's right. This guy right here.
Hey, any company that makes a shirt that says "In God We Trust" and backs the blue,
look at the
you
hat.
have my business.
If you can see the hat
all day long.
Back the blue. All day. You're right. Absolutely. All day long. I even got my Trump 2020 hat from them, too.
That's fantastic.
Oh, I'm wearing that on voting day. I'm walking right in and got my
Just
hat.
one more reason to buy from them, folks.
Burbs USA, I can't say enough about them.
That's awesome.
You know, what an amazing company that goes out of their way to support the military, support our country, support our president. You know, and God, we're bringing back religion, which we all need.
And it's so good to see a company that actually stands firm in their beliefs
I
and
agree.
what they believe in, you know, especially in today's day.
Bill, the owner over there, what an awesome man. I've had many conversations on the phone with him, and we've gone back and forth via text messages, emails. He's excited to working with us. He's actually, for Invasion Everglades, has got us hooked up with Bull Gator. And Bull Gator, yes, sir, you guys are going to be part of our shirts. Wait till you see these shirts, y'all. I'm telling you.
They're epic.
I'm not even going to describe them because you're going to want one.
Yes, you are.
For a low price.
Be awesome.
Of $39.99, but wait, there's more. I don't know what they're going to be price-wise, y'all.
They're going to be awesome, though.
You will be able to get your own shirts, and we're actually going to be coming up with a whole line of Living the Water Life shirts through Burbs USA and through those guys over there. Cannot wait.
Oh, that's awesome.
Cannot wait. So, yeah, I mean, we got a lot of stuff to go over today.
Oh, yeah. We need to put a little "In God We Trust" on the sleeve, living the water life.
With the flag.
Yeah.
See, I got the flag, too. It's a good thing.
I
We got to get you hooked up.
Right?
He just only sent me big boy clothes right now. We'll see.
Hey, I love it. That's awesome.
But, hey, I know a guy, so it's all right. So we're here.
You have friends?
I have a few.
I'm just kidding. That's awesome.
I have a few.
I can't wait.
I kind of consider you a friend, so, yeah, I got one. I got a handful. And thank you to all the Fate-speaking of friends. Thank you for all your Facebook followers who's been, following my crazy dreams for the last couple of years. And now, you got Megan on board. And
thank
girl,
you.
What's up? How come all of a sudden you come on 2 weeks here and your following is like, everybody wants to see Megan. Don't care about me no more.
Oh, that's not true.
Push me to the side.
That is not
true. Get a pretty face, and then here goes the host. Bye.
Hey, I have a lot to learn from you,
You don't have nothing. I have a lot to learn from you.
You're very good in front of a camera, so I
have a face for radio. What are you talking about?
But radio is so different,
And
like I've done radio and I'm comfortable with radio, but when you get behind a camera, I guess because I'm used to running one, not being in front of it. So
and that's what this is kind of different too. I mean, you guys look at us. Oh yeah, you're doing a podcast, but it's also a video cast. So, I mean, we kind of coined a phrase years ago called live casting. So I guess we could be live casting. I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know, but this will be good for you practice.
Oh, it
for
will.
the show. I mean, we got a camera. You can wave to the folks, talk to them, pretend you're in their living room, hang out. Have a beer with them. Cheers.
Right.
But it'll be good for the TV show as well. And I can't wait. We just worked on our first episode together on Invasion Everglades, which you've heard us talking about. The editing is looking great. We are going to have the world premiere of that in September.
Yes.
So that's coming down the line as well. So we got
a launch party coming up. Yep. So stay tuned for that.
We're not quite sure, but it might have to do with a really big casino in the area. Maybe hint, hint, nudge, nudge, and over in Tampa. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. It has to do with a musical place. Not mentioning any names, though.
Oh, I can't wait.
You like how those shameless plugs work a little bit?
Yeah, perfect.
Come on, guys. Hook your brother up.
Right?
It'll be a good time. But one of the things I want to do really, really touch base on right now, since we're here at Harbor Masters, Dave Travis has been the head of the Suncoast Tarpon Roundup, which is this thing, y'all, has been going on for 86 years.
Yeah, 86.
If you're a Floridian in this area, you'll know about the Tarpon Roundup. I mean, it's a 10-week, 24/7 fishing tournament that promotes sportsmanship, research, and education of tarpon. I mean, that's pretty cool.
That's really cool.
I mean, and I don't know if you can see it on camera. No, but we'll take a shot of it and show you. There's a big old giant tarpon, big old mural over there. It's huge.
Yeah, I don't think you can see it.
Nah, I'd have to move the camera. That means I gotta get up and move. That's too much like work.
Yeah.
Camera boy. We don't have that either. We're low budget, y'all. I'm the cameraman. I'm the tech. I'm the host. She's the host.
He's awesome.
She shows up, does the show, and I clean everything up. It's all good. But the Tarpon Tournament, I mean, the awards pavement ceremony is this Saturday over at Marina Cantina in Clearwater. And I'll tell you, I wish I had the time to go because
it's going to be a blast.
You should go.
Yeah.
Go represent the show.
Yeah, I should.
Your man's in town. Bring him. Date night. And go hang out with, talk about people with some tarpon.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Rub some elbows, shake some hands, take some pictures. Let them know you're Megan. You're living the water life.
Right.
But
that's awesome.
The goal for this entire tournament, though, is to encourage family and the community to get involved. And we want to enhance the awareness of tarpon fishing, in our area. I mean, we're surrounded by it. Tarpon is huge. I mean, we talked about Boca Grande last week.
Yep.
I mean, everybody knows Boca Grande is one of the tarpon capitals, but we got it right in our backyard.
Exactly. And I mean, what better way to bring people together than to tarpon fish?
It is so much fun. Y'all, if you've never caught a tarpon, do yourself a favor and go find yourself a good guide, which a good buddy of mine, his name is Captain James Pollard. Big Daddy Sport Fishing. You can find him at BigDaddySportFishing.com. He's one of the best guides in the Bay. Actually, you guys would recognize him as he was my host last year on season 2 of Living the Water Life. And Captain Jim, he puts you on the fish. I mean, he's another Florida boy, born in South Florida, moved up here, lived here his entire life. And you swear to God, this guy's got gills. I mean, he's just
that's so cool.
All about the water, all about the conservation, and it's family friendly. I mean, the guy can fish, and he takes care of his clients. He'll put you on some tarpon. He'll put you on some big sharks.
And it's fun for the kids, you know.
God,
they don't have to be quiet. They don't I mean, can you imagine putting a kid on a tarpon? They would love that.
I mean, you take a kid fishing.
They'd be hooked for life.
Especially if you hook into a 300-pound, 400-pound tarpon.
Yeah.
Dad, I got a bigger fish than you. You suck.
Right.
Yeah, then Dad for the rest of his life going, remember that one time we went fishing, son? Yeah, you got that bigger fish? Well, you're grounded.
Yeah. Right.
But, you want to take a kid fishing. You want to promote that. And, and that's what this tarpon tournament's about. It's all about family, friendship, education, and you just want to have a good time. So you guys go out there and catch yourself a tarpon. Give Captain Jim a call. Look him up online. I'll make sure to post this stuff on our Facebook page so y'all can see him. Amazing, man. I love you, Jim. It's been too long, brother. We got to hook up and do some fishing. Introduce you to Megan.
Definitely.
He's a little bit prettier than you are, though.
That's okay.
For a fishing guy, he's
yeah.
Jim's he's going to kill me when he sees this. I love you, brother. It's been too long. But, yeah, so, Dave Travis here at Bay Pines Marina and Harbor Master, always a big part of this. He's a big leader in that. So you guys go check it out.
Especially nowadays. I mean, kids, they just want to get on their phones or their, iPads and watch movies. And especially with the pandemic going on, I mean, a lot of places are closed.
Yeah.
What better way to get out on the water, you know? And
unfortunately, good and bad, I think, and I will talk about this because I want to talk about tournaments later as well. But I think this whole COVID-19, if you believe it's real or not, your opinion, that's whatever you believe in. But I think it's helped families kind of grow and get a little bit closer together.
Oh, yeah.
And start doing more things outside. I mean, my God. I mean, look at this. Look at this. Where in the world can you be in a better place than right here?
Right.
We have paradise in our backyard. And I think a lot of these parents and their kids are starting to realize, you know what? We do. People pay thousands of dollars to come here every week. Just come to Florida to spend a week on the beach between airfare, hotel, food, car. You're looking at $5,000.
Oh, easily.
And then God forbid you want to go to Disney World.
Right.
And then you're, that's another $1,000, $2,000 to go to Disney. So I think it's really good that, the people are getting together and they're doing some fishing. So Dave, y'all, thank you for doing the Tarpon Roundup. 86th annual. That's a long time.
Yeah, that's.
And I tell you, it's a cheap date, y'all. It is $40 a head. You're gonna have a great time. You're gonna have cocktails, tarpon tails. It begins at 6:00, and then dinner and awards afterwards.
Yeah, for $40, you can't beat that.
Not at all. I mean, and then you get to meet a lot of cool people. There are so many people that the wheels are moving on this, and there's so many cool people in the Tampa Bay area that will attend this. So if y'all want to go, it is the suncoasttarponroundup.org. Check them out. Get your tickets. They're going quick. It's this Saturday. So today's Thursday.
So
Friday,
get on it.
Saturday. Get your tickets. Get them now. And you take your girl out. So you're going to spend $80 anyways, right? You're all going to go out. You're going to have drinks.
Why not go somewhere and talk about fishing?
I love you.
Speaking of that, I just need a fishing pole right here. That's all I'm missing,
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you know what? We're going to talk about that after the break. So hang tight, y'all. We'll be right back. And we're going to talk about how we're going to get Megan to fish right now. Hang tight. Welcome back, guys. We had a little bit of a break. Got a cold cerveza. You're still sucking on that 2-hour-old
the girly drink.
Girly drink, whatever it is. Where's the umbrella? So before the break, we were talking about fishing and the tournament, the roundup. Meg looks over. I saw a fish. I want to go fishing. So I actually brought something with me today. I wanted to surprise you. Now, a good buddy of mine makes these, and he lives in Ocala, which we'll go visit him. But have you ever heard of a Yoyito?
No, I've never heard of that.
A Yoyito, right here, Yoyito, and I'll post his links on the website too. Wait till I'm gonna put my mic down. I want to, y'all, watch her face, watch her reaction when I show her this. You're gonna, I almost said it. You're gonna crap yourself when you see this.
Wait, you can fish with that? What's in your hand?
What's in my hand, you can fish with. You don't know it yet, but you can. Hold on, let me put my mic. Hold on.
Okay.
Wait for it. Drum roll.
Oh man, anticipation's killing me.
It's killing you. Wait. We'll do the little bag first.
Oh. All right, some weights, some hooks.
You ready?
I'm ready.
You ready? All right. Y'all ready? Check this out. Bam!
Oh, wow.
This, y'all, is called a Yoyito. Yoyito is a handheld, hand fishing tool, which you can go anywhere in the world and have your fishing anytime you want of the day.
How cool is that?
Is that
and then,
not amazing?
If you're flying somewhere to fish and you go through the airport, you just stick this in your bag. You don't have to worry.
I don't need my
Wow.
7-foot rod and my pen. I just need some fishing string.
This is
a hook,
awesome.
and a weight. And
Oh, I
guess
cannot
what?
wait to use this.
And we're golden. We're fishing.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
Imagine catching a tarpon on this.
Ugh, I can only imagine.
That'd be a blast.
So, y'all, check out fishingyoyito.com. It's fishing, F-I-S-H-I-N-G. Yoyito is YOYITO.com, which I'll make sure on our Facebook page. I'll have the links. And we're going to go see my buddy Benny. He makes these. He
So
lives
how
in Ocala.
do you cast it?
So you rig it up just like you normally would with your line and your weight.
Right.
And it's kind of, how do you explain? When you twirl it, you get enough line, you pull your line out,
Right.
how far you want to cast, make sure your line's not knotted up, and you spin it, and then and let it go. Instead of your traditional,
Right.
pull. Well, you have that kind of same deal going on.
Almost kind of like a fly to an extent, a
Kinda.
little bit, you know.
I mean, the fly, you're doing this.
Right.
This, you get enough, and you have your line next to you.
I mean, how awesome is that?
You're throwing it like the gladiators did.
Yes.
Oh, so
wow.
you can go anywhere and fish. And when you meet Benny, you're gonna love him. The guy is an amazing man, and to have him come up with stuff, they've used this. Some of the girls from Naked and Afraid use this.
Oh yeah,
as
like
well.
this is like I'm gonna get one of these and it's gonna stay in my truck so I can fish
Well,
wherever
it's
wherever
a
I
great.
go.
It's a survival tool.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I mean, you have a means to catch dinner.
Wow.
Now, you may or may not catch dinner because you suck at fishing, but
True.
but at least you have the tools to do the job. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you.
Oh
You
man,
got the tools to do the
that
job.
is awesome.
So to have that, I mean, you always have different size. You got all his weights are marked, so you know the size weight. You got your 1 ounce sinkers. You got those. You got the half ounce. Little.
You can read that from there.
Yeah, I can.
Oh.
You know why? Because they're big numbers. That's why.
Hey, I think we need to try and catch an iguana with one of these.
You know, I was thinking about that earlier. When I was sitting at the house, was it last night I pulled him out?
That is so cool.
It was last night I pulled him out. I'm like, I haven't talked to Benny in forever. I got really, and I'm like, where's my Yoyitos at? I know I got 2 of them. So I pulled them out, and the first thing I did, when I saw the green one, I'm like, oh, Meg, iguanas. We could use this for iguanas. So, Benny, you might be the new Yoyito Master Iguana catching tool for the outdoors world, brother. So I'm gonna have a conversation with you later.
Multi-tool for iguanas and for fish.
And it's an amazing thing. It's lightweight.
That's so cool.
It fits in your hand just perfectly, and the finger size. I mean, you've got it.
Oh yeah. Man, catching a tarpon, a redfish, anything on that would be a blast.
Catching a friggin' pinfish would be fun.
Oh, are you kidding me? That's awesome.
I mean, and you can put whatever test weight, line you want on there. I'm not sure what pound that is, but you can put whatever you want. I mean, if you're going on the heavy duty side and you are going after a tarpon, obviously you take it off and you just put new line on it.
Do you know how much line it'll hold? No.
Yes. No.
I mean, it looks like it holds quite a bit.
I would say at least 200 yards.
Yeah.
If not a little more. But it's handheld, y'all. I mean, it's not a big old spinning rod that you can hold 500 yards of line.
Well, I have a really good friend, Trenton, and I always joke and tell him he needs a line sponsor because he goes through more line than anyone I know.
How do you go through that much line? I mean, come on, dude.
Well, it's not a bait caster, so he won't.
I don't use bait casters either.
Well, I'm saying, this will be an advantage to him because it'll be easier for him to cast it.
And the cool part too is when you're casting, you put that obviously in one hand, and you have your line out, next to you. So when you spin it, obviously you're holding your thumb on the line, so you get your amount that you want out, and then it doesn't yank you out either. So and then you fish. You hold the line like you would the pole, and you feel that little.
That is so
that little
cool.
Thump. When you feel
I
that
cannot
thump, you
wait
set
to
that
use
hook.
this. Yeah, that's awesome.
See, I knew. I told her, kid at Christmas, wait till you see her face.
So cool.
I mean, to see her face light up like that, it's a new
and
toy.
it's really light too.
That's the best part. It's super, super lightweight. Again, y'all are going out of town. You put that in your bag.
I mean, you go eat at a restaurant and you see a few fish, just pop it out of your pocket.
It's like, you want a box for that? Nope. But I'm going to use it right now.
That is fantastic. That's awesome.
I mean, you can fish with Spam, leftover hamburger, whatever you got. I mean, whatever's left on the plate.
Yeah.
I mean, we can try a French fry and see what happens. You
never know.
Catfish City on that one. But, it's all good, dude. But, yeah.
I thought that was your favorite,
Catfish?
Yeah, just
depends on where
the hardheads.
Depends on where the catfish is from and what type of water it's out of.
Yeah.
Now, if it's like the fresh water out of Lake Seminole, that ain't happening. I ain't eating anything out of Lake Seminole. That place, nope. But if you get me up north, out in Tennessee or Alabama, and it's coming from a nice river that's clean.
Oh yeah.
Then I can fry me up some catfish. But
that's so cool.
Have you ever had a sail cat? Never eat a sail cat?
No.
No. Have you ever seen a sail cat when you break them down and you got the cavity? It almost has like the cross in the body. How cool is that? I mean, you have this animal that we all hate, but then you break them down.
Oh, it's so cool.
And you dry them out, and then you have this this shell, and it's. Whoosh.
Oh, it's awesome. It's really neat.
I
saw that for the first time this summer, actually.
Did you really?
Yeah, I never knew that.
See? I can teach you new stuff, too.
Yes, of
course.
Cha-ching.
One for me. 2 for me with the Yoyito. Yay. But, could you imagine going cobia fishing with these?
Oh, that would be a blast.
Have you ever caught a cobia before?
No, I've never caught a cobia.
Oh, my Lord, girl. You are missing out. I've only caught one myself, actually. They are very difficult to catch. They will fight you. And for you would think you'd had a tarpon on the line. I mean, they don't, skyrocket out of the water. But, man, these fish will fight you and fight you.
I love fish like that, kind of like a redfish. They just bulldog.
It's on my bucket list because I did some research on them this week. And what I kind of found, I found out something that kind of was like, really? If I don't know in this, why am I using my hook and line? Do you know the FWC, and it's in their regulation. I checked out, I did my homework. I looked up the regulations on FWC's website. For y'all that's listening, the FWC is the Florida Wildlife and Conservation Commission. You know, they handle all the regulations, all the rules. Basically, those are the guys that tell you what you can and cannot do with the animals that we hunt in the state of Florida.
Right.
Which, you know, and we had this conversation down south when we were talking with the guys down there. And one of them, Matt.
Yep,
Matt works for the FWC down south. And we were talking about the different regulations. I'm like, you know, it does make sense. People want to know what they can and cannot do, but a lot of people complain. Oh, I can only catch this many. I can only do this. Well, good Lord, people, if you catch, 35,000 fish, you got to give them time to reproduce.
Right.
I mean, I know.
And I mean, if you're a real, if you're a real fisherman, you got to understand conservation. I mean, being a hunter too, conservation is the most important thing because you want to preserve that right to keep fishing for those fish and keep hunting for those animals.
And you're so correct on that because, and conservation goes both ways. A lot of people, when they think about conservation, they're thinking, oh, well, let them reproduce. But also, it goes on the flip side. If you have too many of the animals, then you have to do the conservation part, and you have to thin the herd a little bit. Right.
And a lot of things, little off topic here, people don't know, but hunters are the biggest conservationists that there are.
All that's fishermen. Most fishermen are too.
Right.
Most. There are you knuckleheads out there, and if you're watching, you know who you are. Don't be taking 25 fish and stocking them in your cooler and thinking y'all gonna get away with it because you look behind us. You see all those trees over there? Guess what? FWC's in them trees with them night binoculars watching you.
Yep.
And you get busted illegal fish.
It's not worth it.
Do you know you would get in less trouble with cocaine or crack than you will with illegal fish?
Oh, I believe that.
I mean, that's kind of weird and backwards, so don't get no stupid ideas, y'all. But
it's not worth it.
It's not worth it, no. I mean, save the fish, do what you got to do, get your limit, and go home. Enjoy the day.
Yep.
Go have a nice meal. But, going back to that, though, it just kind of, some of the things they were talking about blew me away. I was like, are you kidding me right now? The legal gear. What would you think, without even me telling you, what do you think the legal gear is to catch a cobia?
Rod and reel, fishing line.
Right.
Maybe spear gun.
See, I didn't even think the spear gun either. I mean, if you're in the water, yeah, a spear gun.
Well, yeah, in the water.
But if they're on top of the water, can you use a spear gun there? It doesn't say.
I don't know.
That's
a great question.
There's no looking at, and I'll mention the actual the chapter number for this regulation is 68B-19. 68B-19. Look it up. It explains everything, all the regulations. I think I read it 3 times, and I did not see anything about if you had a spear gun on the boat and that cobia is topside of that water, can you or can you not hit it with that spear gun? Doesn't say.
Huh, that's a great question.
I mean, times like this, our buddy Bill George.
Come on, Bill.
Bill George is my
he'd know the answer.
FWC gray line kind of guy. He'll tell you if you can or cannot. But if I know Bill George the way I know Bill George, he says it doesn't say.
Right.
It doesn't say where you can use that spear gun.
Yeah.
So
if it doesn't specify.
And it does not, which to me makes the perfect sense. If I'm on the boat and I'm right there and there's that cobia and I got my spear gun, why am I going to use my rod and reel?
Right.
Done. Time to go. I mean, why wouldn't you want to do that?
Yeah.
But the 2 other things that kind of threw me off on it as well was, do you know y'all can use a cast net for cobia?
Oh, cast net?
A cast net. Same thing. You're topside. You got the fish right there. There's the cobia right there in the water. You can see him right there. Why can't I throw the cast net on him?
I mean, I get that, but that kind of takes the sport out of it.
That's called being lazy.
Right.
And there are lazy fishermen out there.
I mean, I get it. It's easy, but, what's the fun of throwing a cast net on cobia?
There is no fun. Plus, you're going to tear up your cast net.
I know. So you can throw the cast net on the cobia and then take a picture with it and say you caught it.
Yep. I need a new sponsor. My cast net's jacked up. I mean, I'm not.
No, I mean, I did not know that. That's
I
crazy
didn't know it
that
either.
you can
And
catch them in a cast
you
net.
can gig them too.
That would be fun.
Yeah, right. That's like throwing a spear at
That
them.
would be fun.
I mean,
I love gigging fish.
Gigging fish?
That is so much fun.
You ever gig frogs?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I want to do that.
I like to catch frogs with your hand.
Well, I know. You're crazy like that, and you just want to get all dirty and jump in the water. And
No, we gig a lot of tilapia or Nile perch.
I love Nile perch. I grew up. I did grow up on Lake Seminole, but we had a pond, which fed into Lake Seminole, so I don't know how clean the pond was, but it was cleanish.
Right.
And that thing was loaded with Nile perch. And we would run over there with the cast net, and just pull up 5 or 6 of them, run back over to the house, flay them up, and the best fish I ever had was that tilapia.
Oh, I love tilapia.
Lemon juice, mayonnaise, salt, pepper. Put it in it, smear it all over the fish, put it in tin foil, throw it on the grill.
Oh, yeah. So we grew up on a lake as kids, and
Right.
my dad always fed the fish. And we had a bunch of shiners, so he'd throw the cast net for shiners to bass fish. And certain times of the year, he'd throw the cast net, and he couldn't even lift it. There was so many tilapia in it. Like,
I like fresh tilapia. I won't buy store tilapia.
oh, me neither, because of what they feed it.
Well, what they feed it, but if you guys don't know, they have these fish farms, tilapia fish farms, and tilapia tends to eat their own poo. Let's just put it there. And is it good? Good
Sorry,
ice?
it's ice.
It's nice and cold.
No, so I read an article in I think it was in China. They had all these tilapia in a tank, and they put chicken wire over the top of it, and put the chickens on top of it.
So the chickens
and the chickens would poop, and the tilapia would eat it.
So,
but besides, when you're a fisherman, I mean, why do you don't need to buy tilapia at the store?
and you know, since we're talking about store-bought fish, I did this experiment. I went to every grocery store in the area. Not one grocery store in the entire Tampa Bay. I'm like, chain grocery stores, not like fish markets, a chain grocery store. Their fish is not from here. China. Mexico, I think I saw one. I'll buy Mexican fish. I mean, because it's common from the Gulf on that side. Indonesia. And what was the other one? There was like 2 or just 3 that places that. I'm like, why do we are surrounded by water. Pinellas County is a peninsula on a peninsula of a state. We got 3 bodies of water around us.
So that just means we need to get our license and start commercial fishing.
Right.
Selling it to the local grocery
I'm
stores.
telling you, but Publix, wake up. I love y'all. I mean, Publix is my go-to place, but if I want fresh fish, I don't want it flown in from who knows where.
And why get it from China when you have it right here? Like, support your local people.
Well, and we do have the fish markets. You got JJ's Fish Market. They're on Seminole Boulevard. You have Icy Sharks right here in St. Petersburg. Both great places to get fresh fish. The problem people have with buying fresh fish is they're like, oh, it's too expensive. I don't want to spend $20 on a piece of fish. But think about where that fish has come from, though. You got to pay the fishermen. They got to pay the fuel. You got to get it here, get it on ice, and make sure it's fresh for that person.
Right. And what do you pay for a nice steak?
$20, $30,
Right.
sometimes $50 or $60.
Yeah. So
What was the most expensive steak you ever had?
I don't know, honestly.
Mine was $100 steak, just for the steak. You want to know what? That was the best damn $100 I ever spent in my life.
Yeah, it better been good.
That thing was like butter. Just,
Jeez.
it was like aged for, I don't know, 4,000 days. I don't know. It was amazing.
That's crazy.
We used to have a Gallagher Steakhouse over in Tampa. And back on my ESPN days, they were one of my sponsors. So I would visit Gallagher's quite often.
I bet.
Oh my God, man, that place was awesome. The food was amazing. I wish they were still here. I would still be doing business with them because they are awesome. I had a great time with those guys. But going back to the cobia, talking about fresh fish. If you ever eaten cobia is another amazing, great fish to eat. I know we talked about lionfish last week. What was the other fish we were talking about that was good eating?
Peacock bass.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. It was peacock bass. So I do have a question for you. Do you know, and a lot of fish have different names, or people from different regions call them different things. What are the most common names for a cobia?
I know people have called them lean.
Yeah, I've never heard that one, but when I heard
I've
it, I was
also
like,
heard lemon fish.
I've heard of lemon fish, but how about crab eater? Prodigal son,
Crab beater?
crab eater,
Huh.
a black bonito, or a black salmon.
A black salmon. Wow, I've never heard any of those.
Neither have I. I'm like, really? Where do these even
It's
come?
kind of like a speck, you know?
A sakali?
Speck, crappie, Yankees, white perch, saddle blankets.
Yeah, I mean,
sakale.
it's depending on where in the regions you're from. Speaking
Right.
of sakale, I know you probably got that from Louisiana.
Yes, I did.
A buddy of mine, Captain, I can't look at you without laughing. You're like, yes, I did. Captain Duvall, he's based out of Louisiana, and he's actually going to be coming down in May, and I cannot wait for you to meet him and his family. He's another guy. We went and visited him last season on Living the Water Life. Did a whole episode of fishing out, redfish out in Louisiana.
Oh, that's
which
awesome.
which we do have an invite back. So Captain Duvall, we're coming, bro. Telling
Yes.
you, it's gonna happen.
Let's do this.
We're trying to work out some time frames and go out there for at least. I'd like to go out there. Last time I was like 4 days, and it felt a little rushed, but I think we could do it in 4 days.
Yeah.
Go out there again, and he's an amazing guide out there as well. Do you know the limit is 5 reds per person in Louisiana? The limit here, I think, is 1.
Yeah.
When we can fish for them.
And you know what's cool in Louisiana? You can bow fish for them too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And then trout. Trout is like, I think the last time I talked to Calvin, I think it was 20 trout per person. First off, I don't need 20 trout. I need like 5. What are you going to do with 20 trout?
Right.
I mean, unless you're going to have a family over and do a giant fish fry, you don't need no 20 trout. What are you thinking?
Well, and it's same thing with flounder. I forget. So in Texas, the limit's 5. Louisiana, and it's 14 inches or bigger.
Correct.
In Louisiana, I believe they only have to be 12.
And you can probably
I think
catch as
you
many
can
as you
catch-
want.
Yeah, you can catch a lot more.
It's just weird how different regions, and that's kind of brings me to back to the cobia, the different areas of where you can catch them and what your size limits are. Now, the size limits, that kind of blew me away too, and I'll never understand when FWC brings on these scientists, where are they actually getting their information? Because if you're on the Gulf side, if you're in our neck of the woods, the minimum size limit is a 33-inch cobia, which, all right, that's the same on the Atlantic side. But we can only have 1 per day, 2 per vessel. So if there's 5 of us on the boat, we can only have 2. So you can't bring one home, depending on who paid the most money on the
we're
charter.
throwing yours back.
Mine will probably be the smaller one anyway, so I'm good with that. But then you go over to the Atlantic side, still 33 inches, nothing's changed there. 1 per day, or 6 per vessel. So now there's only you and me on the boat. It's 1 per day, right? 6 per vessel. So if it's you and me, can we keep
can
6?
catch 6. Yeah.
But then when we get off the boat, we can only have 1 because it's 1 per day. That's where I think they're trying to catch you.
Wow, that's tricky.
Right? Riddle me this, Batman. I mean, that's what that is. It's like a Dr. Seuss kind of
Yeah, are you trying
twist to
to like write people tickets? That's kind of weird.
and I'm actually going to reach
They need
out.
to make that more clear.
I actually am going to reach out to Matt, and then I have Officer Nick as a buddy of ours.
Well, and it doesn't.
It doesn't specify
It says 1 per day or
6 per
6
vessel.
per vessel.
But if there's 2 of us on the vessel, it's 1 per day, 6 per vessel.
So
So
they're
what
saying
happens
if
when we
there's
get off
more
the
than one
vessel?
person?
It doesn't
Isn't
say.
that- I know.
The way it reads is daily bag limit, 1 per day, 6 per vessel, or whichever is less.
Oh.
There's the catch. So people aren't reading it all the way, and that's why I kept saying it that way.
Yeah,
I'm
then
thinking
you'll get in
I'm
trouble.
the normal guy. I'm like, well, hell, I mean, if there's 2 of us, we can get 6. But whichever is less. So if we have 5 or 6 of us on the boat, then yes, it's 1 per day per person, 6
Right.
fish, you're good to go. There's 2 of us on the boat, then it's 1 per day. We cannot come off that boat with 6. You come off that boat with 6, guess what? Now you're poaching fish.
I wonder why that difference between the Gulf and the Atlantic.
I don't know if it has to do with the way the research is or the scientists are. And that kind of goes back to some of the conversations I've had in the past with different guys on Goliath grouper. They're using data from 1984. Oh, we're good on, they're fine. No, they're overwhelming amounts of Goliath grouper down there. You ask any diver, I guarantee you, if we would have went down to the St. Pete St. Pete Open, if we went down there and talked to those divers down there, how many Goliath groupers did you guys see? I guarantee you, oh man, they're everywhere. Everywhere. My brother dives, who was on with us last week, he had an issue with a grouper not that long ago. Swam by his hole. Fins came out. He puffed up and he heard that in the water, and he was like, yeah, I better back up. Because that group, they're territorial.
Oh, yeah.
They will jack you up, swallow you whole, and spit you out. And they're big fish. I mean, they for y'all who don't know a Goliath grouper, they get to be like 400, 500 pounds.
Oh, yeah.
600 pounds. You're pulling up a VW bug off the bottom of the ocean.
How about catching one of those off a paddleboard with this?
It better be about a 10-pounder, because if not, you're going swimming.
You weren't kidding.
And then you're shark bait.
Yeah.
And so no, we're not doing that.
No, that's really cool though.
So
there are a bunch of Goliath though.
You really got to pay attention to the verbiage. That's the one thing that Bill George has taught me, is when you're looking at these regulations,
pay attention to detail.
Detail, and read it all the way through. Because if you don't read it all the way through, y'all, you're going to make that mistake and think, I can take 6 cobia and call it a day.
Yep. And that mistake's not worth it.
It's not worth it. So, they're very, very much a fun fish to catch, a good eating fish. We're going to get on some. Hopefully, in a couple of weeks, we're going down to Venice, and we're going to go meet our good buddy down there. We're going to do some fishing. But that's going to be the next episode of Living the Water Life. So we're going to go do some offshore fishing on that. So hopefully maybe we can get you on your cobia, get me my second cobia, and we'll see. So Martin, we're coming, buddy. Cannot wait.
Can't wait.
We're coming. We're going to do it. So on that note, let's take a quick break, because when I get back, I want to talk a little bit about more fishing, but talk about some of the tournaments. I know we had a couple conversations off the air about tournaments. So I want to bring those back up and talk about how COVID has affected any tournaments that you guys go to and the ones that we go to. So we'll hit that up right after the break. All right, welcome back to the show, you guys. We just took a quick break, and off camera, we were talking about Burbs USA again.
Yes.
And I can't thank you guys enough for being very supportive of the show. and hooking me up with some awesome gear. I got some stuff for you coming
very
as well.
supportive of them.
Then they're burbsusa.com. Thank you guys so much, and we really, really appreciate you. God bless America.
Amen
God
to
bless
that.
Burbs USA for being that company with everything that's going on in today's world, being that company to take that stand and go, you know what, I can give a crap about boo-hooing and
Yep.
everything that's
I'm
going
going to
on.
stand up for what I believe
Yep.
in, what I think is right.
I agree. So big shout out to y'all. Thank you. So earlier in the show, if you guys were paying attention, we were talking about how COVID-19 has affected the fishing tournaments that you do, that I do, that y'all do. And it's been such a weird year. I mean, 2020 has just been unreal. I mean, I normally will do the King of the Beach in the springtime, and I try to do it in the wintertime as well, but the spring is usually when I go.
Right.
Canceled because of COVID. Now,
I mean, look at iCast. iCast
Right.
canceled.
they did some virtual thing. I'm like, you
Oh.
can't do iCast virtually.
I know, and iCast, that's like something you look forward to going to all year, you know.
iCast is like, oh my God, have you seen?
Have you seen the Yoyito?
Nobody has these.
Yeah.
Hint, hint, iCast. You need to have these there next year.
Yes.
So, Benny, we're going to iCast next year.
Yeah, but I mean, I've never heard of iCast being canceled.
Never. I mean, but iCast is one of those things where you're going to meet a ton of people, but you're trying a new product. You're picking things up. You're holding and you're touching.
Yeah, you get to see all the new cool
So I
stuff.
kind of get it. I mean,
Yeah.
if you got the cooties, we don't want you touching our stuff.
Right.
But you can't
I get
tell.
it. It's just kind of sad.
On a
When they canceled that, I was like, oh wow, I wasn't expecting that.
off subject, let's turn that frown upside down. How cool is this?
Oh, it's beautiful.
I mean,
You can't.
you can see it
I
in
mean,
our
it's
face.
perfect. Beautiful sunset.
Here,
I mean, you're right on the water.
here, we'll do this for the fans. You know, we'll do that. That's
Yes.
our view, right there.
Oh, it's
So
beautiful.
I'll post that picture up. You know, so when you're watching the show, you go, "What the hell y'all talking about? Talking about the sunset, man. That's what we're talking about." You know, awesome view, awesome place here at Harbor Master. Going back to the tournaments. Yeah, so King of the Beach canceled, iCast canceled, but you know, one of the tournaments I did go to, and I was so awesome. When you have a hat and you have that button, and your headphones keep hitting the button and it pushes on your head, kind of annoying. I know I'm a dork, whatever. Y'all love me. But, you know, going to this tournament, it didn't affect the tournament that I did this year up at Lake Panasoffkee.
Oh, that's
The
such a great
Panfish tournament.
tournament.
70. Sorry. Fish
Is
jump.
that a fish?
Sorry.
What kind of fish was it?
Jumping one.
Oh,
Probably a
God.
mullet. Probably a little tiny mullet. I mean, it's a boat ramp. I mean, what are you going to get up in the boat ramp besides pinfish and a mullet?
Hey, you never know. You might catch a big old tarpon.
Or cobia.
Yeah.
Come on, get that line out, girl. What are you waiting here for? You know, but the Panfish Challenge, I think the total number count was 76 boats.
How awesome is that? And like,
Yeah.
that is such a cool tournament because you get all these kids involved who, I mean, last year I took my niece, Callie, and she caught her first fish.
Well, didn't you
and
broadcast out there last year?
Yes,
That's
I
what I
did.
thought, okay.
And then I broadcasted with Big and Wild, and then I also took my niece, Callie, and we did an interview with Dusty
Nice.
on pythons.
Nice.
But it was just so cool. I mean, to put a kid on their first fish and have them reel it in and
To
see their
the
reaction.
eyes are real big. Oh.
I mean, there's now every time I see her, she wants to go fishing with Uncle Toby.
Right? I think didn't she come out there? I think she came out there. How old is she? 4?
Yeah, she's 4.
I did. I interviewed her. I talked to her because I was broadcasting out there with the Big and Wild too, and she was talking about the big fish and everything
yeah.
else. And yeah, Toby was hanging out with us. It was. If you've never been to the Lake Panasoffkee Panfish Challenge, go.
It's such an awesome way to get kids involved in fishing because, I mean, it's panfish. You know, they're not going to get bored. They're not going to. You throw the line in the water and they're pulling up a fish and they're happy.
Yeah.
And it's a great way
Oh,
to
yeah.
introduce kids to fishing.
Do you know what I was doing after the Panfish Challenge was over? The day's over with. Now, I spent the day after broadcasting for 3 hours. Then I spent the day with Bart, our buddy Bart, Braden's brother. And we cooked all day. He cooked, and I handed out the food. So I got to see everybody that fished all day long. You know, hey, how'd you do? How'd you catch? Blah, blah, blah. Do good, do good. You know, at the end of the day, I was whooped, tired,
Oh yeah.
exhausted, hot. So it's like, I don't know, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Bart's like, I'm going swimming. I'm like, you doing what? I go, you know this is Florida, right? You realize what's in fresh water in Florida, right? I'm bigger than they are. I don't care. Now, you know what I'm talking about. Y'all kind of might know what we're talking about. You should know what we're talking about. What's in fresh water in Florida?
Freshwater iguanas.
Okay, smart Alec. How about bigger iguanas? How about bigger, scalier, heavier, with more teeth iguanas?
Yeah, but I mean, I grew up on a lake.
I don't swim.
I swam all the
You're
time.
insane.
My dad used to think it was funny. We'd be tubing behind the boat, and he'd see a gator in the middle of the lake. So
And
he'd
go right
turn the
towards
boat
that
and
gator.
sling the tube literally, and the tube would go, and the gator would be right here, and the gator would go under, and the tube would go right over the
You're
gator.
like, you suck, Dad.
Yeah.
But
So, I mean, I
yes,
get that. Like,
the American alligator is in freshwater lakes in Florida.
right.
I grew up here too. I've never really gone swimming. I've been to Lake Seminole once, and the reason why I don't go in freshwater, there's a reason for it, because I did get a little spooked one day when I was. I don't even know why I'm going to tell this story, because I'm
Oh,
never
tell
going to
it.
never going to hear the. All right, so 14 years old now. Remind you, 14, not an adult, 14.
Okay.
We're in Lake Seminole. We're in a john boat. We're putzing around. We're bass fishing. We're having a good old time. When you're 14, you don't pay attention to your surroundings. You know, you're in the moment doing 14-year-old guy stuff, talking crap, and just being a 14-year-old, right?
Right.
We got in too shallow of water. We stuck the boat in the mud. So now we're in mud. In the middle of the lake, we're like, there's nobody here. Help? Little help over here, you know? Ding, 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 ding. Over here. Nobody's in sight, right? Not a soul. Like, what the hell are we going to do? My buddy's like, we're going to get out, and I'll pull, and you push the boat. Yeah, I'm not too keen on that. But
What kind of boat were you in? Oh, you said a john boat.
little john boat.
Okay, that's
nothing,
right. You said a john
nothing
boat.
big. I mean, I think I had.
I was thinking maybe it was a canoe flipped when you tried to get out or
Thank
something.
God, no, it wasn't a canoe. Thank God. I don't do canoes. They flip too easy. No, I can swim, but I'd rather not if I don't have to. So we get out of the john boat. We jump out. We're like, all right, now I'm in mud, probably up to my knees, in Lake Seminole. Disgusting. Number one. Oh my God, this is. You have that eerie, odd feeling that this is how horror movies start, you know, and you don't know what's under the water because you can't really see in the water.
Right.
So we get the boat moving. We got the motor up. We're pushing. I'm pushing. He's pulling. And as I'm pushing the boat, I step up. Boom, boom. And as I step up, I'm thinking I'm stepping on a log. The log decides to go like this and take off. So, yeah, I was on the back of an alligator, jumped up out of the water into the boat, and I sat my butt in that boat, and I said, I'm done. I'm not going back in that water because I just stood on the back of an alligator.
I mean, you got to surf on an alligator.
I did. It was kind of a cool story. I mean, yeah, I got to
That's pretty cool.
be
That's crazy.
Irwin for a half
Yeah,
a second.
Steve Irwin.
Dude,
Well,
I'll never do it again.
I forgot to tell you, we went to Wekiva Monday and
really?
we rented canoes. Okay. Tons of tilapia, by the way. I was just, oh man, I wanted my bow so I could shoot them. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yoyito.
Yes. it was awesome. And Danielle and her boyfriend were behind us in the canoe, and we're paddling. We were going from Wekiva to Rock Springs. And I look, and there's all these baby gators, like baby, like just born, okay? And I'm like, oh, that's so cool, you guys. Look at the baby gators. And I turn around, and here's Mama. I have a picture
Staring you down.
next to Danielle's boat, canoe, with her mouth wide open, literally from me to you.
Holy
And
crap.
I was like, oh, my gosh,
Oh,
Danielle.
my God.
Like, just keep paddling.
Just
Like, we didn't touch them. We
don't-
didn't anything. But,
Don't
I mean,
look back.
it was really cool, though. Like, I've never seen gators that
Like
small.
in the water.
Oh, all over
next-
the lily pads, just laying down.
But
and
Mama was
here
here in the water,
Mama was under,
And
and
it
then she
comes up?
came up.
and her mouth's open.
Oh, yeah, and she came right up to the boat and opened her
Holy
mouth.
crap.
And they're in this little canoe, and I was like,
I'd been like,
there's Mama. And she's like, oh, whoa.
I'd have been like, bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah.
I'm out.
It was really neat, though.
It is cool to see when you do get this be involved, and that's the cool thing about what we do. We are so involved in nature, and we get to see those little things.
You get to see so many things that so many people don't ever get to see. So they don't appreciate it because they don't know what it's like to experience that, or to see the woods wake up, or to get on the water and watch the sunrise as you're.
I have people tell me, like, why do you get up at 4 o'clock in the morning to go fishing? Well, one, you got to beat everybody to the boat ramp, number one. Two, you want to be in your bait spot just as that sun starts crusting. Just as that, you want to be ready right before you even look and see that sun come up. You look back and there's the sun. It's still, you don't even see the top of it yet. You get your bait net ready, and as soon as that sucker crests the sky, throw it out.
Right.
Because you're going to fill up your bait well, depending on the conditions and the waves and the tide and everything else. But you get your bait so you can get back to your fishing spot before, one, it gets too bloody hot. But to be out there in that time in the morning, and I have some really amazing pictures of being under the skyway, where the skyway fishing pier is, and you're looking, and the sun's coming up, and you can see it through the pilings.
Oh, it's beautiful.
I got some amazing shots of that, and just being on the water and just like you said,
so
it just
relaxing,
wakes up.
and
Everything
like
is alive.
all your
wake up.
worries, everything just goes away, and
I
you just
agree.
enjoy that moment, and it's just awesome. You get to see the whole earth wake up. It's a very special.
So as we went down the rabbit hole, we're going to come back around to the fishing tournaments. If you watch the show, this is going to happen. We're going to start here, and we're going to end up here to come back to here.
Oops, my bad.
It's all good. It makes it a fun show. So going back to the fishing tournaments, King of the Beach was canceled in the spring. Hopefully, fingers crossed, November 5th, 6th, and 7th will be the fall King of the Beach.
Yeah, we need to go to that.
I think we need to fish it.
I haven't been in a few years. Yeah,
we need to fish it.
I'm down. Let's fish it.
Let's talk to our buddy Martin and see if he wants to get involved, and let's go.
That would be
do
a
the
blast.
Kingfish tournament, and let's make an episode out of it too.
Sounds good to me.
livingthewaterlife.com. Shameless plug. Check out the new episodes on Carbon TV. Hint, hint. See,
hey,
you just gotta throw them in when you can. Real quick, just easy. Boom, boom, boom. But and I know you said you usually go to a fishing tournament in October, correct?
Yes, in St. Pete, it's held at the Vinoy. It's the Yaird Foundation Grand Slam. It's a huge fishing tournament, raises money for pediatric cancer. It's amazing. It's absolutely unbelievable. But I can't even find any information on it this year.
It might be canceled.
So, yeah.
I mean, a lot of the tournaments this year, unfortunately, it sucks that COVID has made these tournaments. But again, you have to be safe, and you have to. I mean, all the stuff that we talk about.
Especially, that tournament too, because so when you get there, the first day you register, you don't fish, check into the hotel, everything, and you actually get to go. These kids that have cancer, and you go on the dock,
and you get to meet
and you
them.
get to fish. You get to fish with them, and that is just. It's unreal.
And kind of speaking of that, we did last year. We did a bow fishing event with kids, that were ill or had issues, and I got the privilege and honor to fish with this young man, and we had such a great day. And I got to thank Captain Travis from Twisted Limbs Bow Fishing, Captain Travis and his wife and his company. Amazing company, amazing people, great guy to go bow fishing with, which I want to introduce you to Captain Travis. We did this tournament, and it was for kids. We were raising money for them, and this gentleman, his young name was J-Dog. We called him J-Dog. And this kid was awesome. He really couldn't do the bow. We tried, but we really had a great time. I connected with him, and it was sad to find out that, unfortunately, he passed away this year. So our condolences to the family, and J-Dog, I know you're up there, brother. We'll come up. We'll do some fishing up in the sky. It was such a heart-breaking, humble moment in my life to spend a night with this kid. I mean, we started at, I think, 5, 6 in the evening, and we didn't get done until 3 or 4 in the morning.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I mean, and he was just hooting and hollering and having such a good time. His mom was just so awesome, and she just was so happy that we took this kid out. And it was just a great time. So
Well, and with that, the thing with that pediatric cancer tournament, you got to think, if you're fishing on these docks with kids with a, compromised immune system.
you don't want to be around them right now.
Right.
I mean, that's the sad
but
part.
But I look forward to that tournament every single year. It's amazing.
I like working. I mean, years ago, I used to do a lot of stuff for Make-A-Wish. And we raised a lot of money for Make-A-Wish Foundation. And to meet these children, you don't know. You don't know what's going to happen.
No.
But for that moment in time, they got to have a great time with you.
Yep.
And if that doesn't break your heart,
and
it
makes you realize, you spend time with those kids and you're like, what am I stressed about? Like, what do I have to complain about?
Why do I have
Nothing.
to worry about my car insurance? Well,
right?
Who cares? Why do I have to worry about, those things? I mean, we have the time with this kid and we have this.
Yep.
You can't.
That's all you need.
You know what? I need to take a break to collect my thoughts because I'm all getting weepy-eyed and emotional over here because you just want to see those. You just want to have that moment in time. So we're going to take a moment in time and we'll be right back.
Ski in!
All right.
Water sitting!
You gotta cut to the right.
No, it's counterintuitive. You gotta cut left.
I know how to drive. Stop looking at us!
Maybe we won't be going water skiing today.
Shut up, Joe.
Hey, you want some help? I do this all the time.
Get back in your car with your wife.
When you're going backwards, everything's the opposite.
Oh, really? Thanks, driving instructor. I feel like everyone watching knows I'm incapable of pleasing my wife sexually.
Now cut the wheel! Cut the wheel!
No, the other way!
Ah, hell, we're gonna be on the internet. You know what? Screw it.
Oh, we're just here living the life at Bay Pines Marina.
We're back.
Enjoying the beautiful sunrise, the water.
The sunrise. We're with the sunrise. Yeah. Hold on.
I was just testing.
Take two.
I was just making sure he was paying attention.
I'm paying attention.
Good job.
Yeah, try to. Thank you. So yeah, we stayed here all night. The sun's coming up. We got breakfast coming, some eggs. It has been an awesome night here at Harbor Masters. Bay Pines Marina, Harbor Master, great place to come out. Amazing food. Make sure you come down, have a cold beer. Make sure you take care of your server. As always, take care of your server. She'll take care of you.
Great place, great food, great atmosphere.
Great views. Awesome people. Dave Travis, you've done a good thing, my friend. Thank you very much.
Yes,
very
thank you so much.
Happy that we get to spend our Thursday evenings right here at the Harbor Master.
You and me both.
So we're getting ready to wrap up the show. Thank you guys for hanging out. But before we go, what do you got going on this weekend? What's coming up?
I don't know. We might go back to the Springs, maybe hang around the pool, grill out, do some more bass fishing.
Sounds like an amazing weekend to me.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't suck.
Anytime you're outside is a good time, right?
You mean you're not on your phone playing your video games, watching movies on Netflix all day?
Nah.
I do get every once in a while. I'll have those days. Man, I ain't doing crap. I'm sitting on the couch and I'm going to binge watch Netflix. It's a beautiful thing. But yeah, anytime I can get outside, I love doing it. So that sounds like a great weekend, going to the springs, a little bass fishing on the side. And
Yeah.
Heck yeah. Let's go.
What about you? What are you doing?
My best friend's in town, and his son's getting married on Saturday. So we're going to go to the wedding. But Saturday morning, I'm actually meeting up with my brother first thing in the morning, and we're going to do some dive lessons.
Awesome.
So
I need some dive lessons.
We're going to get you hooked up. We'll definitely get you hooked up with Blue Descent Divers, my brother and Trish. They'll take care of you. We're going to get you under the water as well. Because how cool is that if we can actually get underwater, and I want the scuba masks that we can talk. Forget having the regulator in our mouth. I want the full face ones that we can actually have a conversation. We're going to do a show underwater.
Yes.
We're going to talk to you.
Yes, and then I want to...
Tell me how cool that would be.
That'd be awesome.
No, I
and
just
then
gotta
shoot a fish and do my pose underwater.
Oh, that's a great
Yes.
idea.
No, that's awesome. That'll be really cool.
Now I got to figure out how do we record that.
Fisheye, Tacticam, underwater, waterproof.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. I like it. We make that
It's
phone
got
call
a mic
this
on
week.
it and everything.
Even underwater.
Mm-hmm.
So you hear the bloop, bloop, bloop from the tanks.
And the how you doing?
60 feet underwater, and you're going to hear that. Like, what the hell? What am I doing? So I'm doing that Saturday morning. Actually, Diego's going to come by, and he's going to get in the water as well.
That'll be fun.
For those who don't know, Diego's our producer on Living the Water Life, cameraman, and on Invasion Everglades. So he's going to come out. He's going to get in the water with us as well. So yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm slowly getting rid of that fear of being underwater. And I don't think it's a fear because I've always snorkeled as a kid. But I think just having the wrong equipment and being underwater and confined, I was just like...
Yeah, and I think it's just learning how to control your breathing. Really,
Exactly.
that's the main thing.
So yeah, doing that first thing in the morning. Then I'm going to go home, get cleaned up, go to a wedding. I think there's going to be a nice flowing river of Jack Daniels. So I see that in my
Sounds
future.
fun.
And then Sunday, I'm just chilling poolside, man. I ain't doing nothing.
That sounds like
I'm
a
actually
great day
going
to me.
finally take a weekend and relax.
Relax.
I mean,
Good.
we've been on the run. On our schedule, I was looking at our calendar coming up. Put your running shoes on, girl, because we got a lot going on. Going back down to the Glades soon, going down to Venice. I think I didn't tell you. We're going to be doing a show up in the Swanee River.
Really?
Yeah. Yes. We got the invite last week. I completely forgot to tell you about that. So, yeah, we're just going to be doing an episode of Living the Water Life right on the Swanee River.
That's awesome. That's going to be a blast.
Yeah, so I can't wait for that. So definitely you want to go, make sure you go check out livingthewaterlife.com. That's the website. That's like the mothership of all of our stuff.
Yes.
InvasionEverglades.com will also take you to the InvasionEverglades.com on the website. And then for the podcast, I know I'm like talking really fast. I'm like, what time? Back camp? We got to do this. We got to do that.
He's excited. I mean, I
I
am
am
too,
excited.
You know?
When I get excited, I start talking fast, and then the Italian comes out, and my hands are going like this. Yeah,
I must have Italian in me then, because I'm always
you move it
talking
around.
with my hands.
I mean, constantly like, stop moving. I'm Beatty's done. And I'm the
Everyone always makes fun of me. They're like,
So if you want to watch the podcast or the future podcast, the past podcast in the future, does that make sense?
all the podcasts.
There you go. You want to visit LTWLPodcast.com. So LTWLPodcast.com. Take you right to the page where you can see the podcast. Our past podcasts will be listed on there as well. Make sure when you do visit the site, click on the sponsor link. Man, something just moved over there and it made a big ripple. Sorry. Sidetrack. Squirrel. So you watch the podcast, check out the sponsors, and then coming up, the new seasons of Invasion Everglades. It's coming September on Carbon TV. Got new episodes of Living the Water Life coming up on Carbon TV.
Yes.
Amazing people
Check
over
us
there.
out, Facebook, Instagram.
All over the place. The social media world. We are
Yes.
there.
Speaking of social media, I just want to say We are praying for those people in Louisiana and Texas about to get hit by Laura.
Yeah, I got some
You
friends
guys
out
are in our
there.
prayers, so.
I have some friends out. Captain Calvin's out in Louisiana as well. So, yeah, we know you have friends and family out in Texas, and I have some friends out in Texas as well. So, keep safe, you guys. Don't be stupid. Listen to the news. If they tell you to get out, get out. Don't play with Mother Nature. That's not a thing to play with. Living here in Florida, we've been spoiled here on the Gulf side in Pinellas County because we haven't had any direct hits, and I couldn't tell you, knock on wood, for a very, very
been a while.
long time. So we kind of been lax. Oh, it's just a cat tube.
Well, and
It'll be all
it's
right.
kind of like lightning. When lightning's close by and you're fishing, if you risk it, and
gotta get it.
nothing happens, then you think the next time, oh, I'm not going to get struck by lightning.
Good. Don't worry about it. We'll go.
And this hurricane is not pretty.
It's something to make sure you be aware. So be safe. We love you guys.
For you.
Thank you so much for tuning in today. Thank you again, Harbor Master Tiki Grille, for being a gracious host with amazing food, amazing drinks.
As always.
Always. And you know what? We'll see you guys next week. Stay tuned. I don't know what we're going to talk about next week.
We'll figure it out.
I got some ideas. Don't you worry. Y'all have a great weekend. Be safe. Have fun. And as always, go out there and live that water life. We'll see you soon.
See you next week.